Okay, so I did promise that I would make a video on the ingredients of putting together that shreddable meat that you can flavor any way you want. So that's what I'm going to do right now. You guys might have noticed my kitchen changed a little bit. I've moved. I don't know if I mentioned that, but now I live at the river. Yeah, that's my dog. Shh. Shh. She wants to go play. She thinks I'm talking to her. Anyways, yeah, I live at the river, so a little bit of a smaller place, but it's beautiful and I love it here. So, anyways, all right. So let's start with the primary flavor base, and then the last things that we're going to end adding to it is the Vital Wheat gluten, because remember that's what I love. It's a great source of protein. Now, if you're gluten intolerant, it's not going to work for you. Okay, so we're going to start with. I'm having a cheat this time. I'm so mad at myself. I burnt my garbanzo beans. Making the last video I had of and I totally forgot. So I got to choose one can. Shh. One can of garbanzo beans. Yeah. Ugh. That's gonna be juice and all. Okay. Sounds kind of weird, but believe me, it works. You gotta have it. Peanut butter. The recipe says it makes for good flavor, so hey, I love peanut butter anyway. Okay. I tried to have everything kind of here at my disposal. Yeah, it's my food, so I get to do that. And when I cook it and share it, everything's going to be cooked off in the heat anyway, right? Anyway, all right, so what's next? 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You know, cooking should be fun. And cooking should be simple, right? We really need to work hard on getting away from restaurant foods, fast foods, convenient foods, frozen foods. If you start reading your labels, you'll be sick to see all of the sodium and everything that just bloats us. It makes us fat and heavy. So the best thing you can do for yourself is start cooking for yourself. It's just me. I mean, I share my food, but I cook for myself, and I enjoy cooking. So I'm trying to make it easy for you guys who don't really like cooking, but if you keep it in your mind that it's better for you, you'll be a healthier person, more resistant to illness and disease, and live longer. Isn't that a great payoff? I say yes. All right. Peanut butter, olive oil, miso paste. This is a vegan thing. They call it umami. What the hell is that? I don't know. I guess that means ooh good. It's a flavor enhancer. And if you don't have this, always look up, if you don't have an item, look up for substitutes. You could use soy sauce instead of this. So I'm kind of thinking it's salty. And what did I say? I need a teaspoon of that. Okay. So there's a teaspoon. Mess as I go. Especially since I have limited space. We've got a tablespoon of molasses. Where did it go? There it is. I love molasses. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have a recipe for old-fashioned caramel corn. Ugh. Talk about gaining weight. I really have to watch when I make it, because I could eat the whole dang bowl of it. Alright, so I said it's going to be a teaspoon of molasses. It calls for maple syrup, but molasses for some reason, because it has what they say sort of an irony taste, and meat has has iron in it. So I thought, I like molasses. It'll do the right thing. So I did it and I liked it. And I'm not a real sweet person. Sweets, like except for honey, but maple syrup, not so much. Okay. All right. Gosh, I love that. Agar, don't know what that is, but arrowroot was a substitute, so arrowroot it is. And it said if you don't use it, it's not going to be stringy. The meat won't be stringy like you want, or shredded, shreddable. So we're only looking at half teaspoon of that. And I got this in the loose spice department at Sprouts. Unfortunately, here at the river, we don't have Sprouts, so I'm bummed. So now I have to go online to get a lot of stuff. Okay. We've got mushroom powder. Okay, so this is what I did for mushroom powder. I went and got some shiitake mushrooms dehydrated in the package, like where the seasonings are. So they're dried, and I just ground them up in my food processor, and I got my mushroom powder. She said it calls for a tablespoon. Okay. Tablespoon it is. I'm going to really try and get better about posting regular recipes. I know it's frustrating when I visit places and they don't regularly post their videos, especially when I'm really wanting to do some life changes. All right, so now we have 1.5 teaspoons of salt and a teaspoon of onion powder. So salt, where did I put my salt? There it is. There's a half. Okay. And then the onion powder is teaspoon. Oh, I didn't get that one. There it is. You can do fresh chopped onions, which is what I did last time. It gets emulsified anyways in the vitamix. But I'll just do a little bit different for you guys. Not a lot of people want to chop up onions, they'd rather do this. All right, and then we have 2 teaspoons of crushed garlic. You can use fresh, of course. 1, 2. Okay. So there's the garlic, and then the last thing I have is this yummy stuff, Dave's steak and burger seasoning. I do a tablespoon of that. Everything, half a cup of water. Okay, half a cup of water. All right, so now it's going to be time to put in the Vitamix, or put it on. That's in here, and I'm going to switch over and I'm going to do 2 cups of Vita Wheat flour in my stand mixer. paper spatula. So we're gonna mix it on low till it all incorporates. I'll take a look at it. If it looks too wet, because you don't want it really dry, but you don't want it real wet. You want it to be formable. So if it seems a little too wet, like it's not pulling away from the edges of the bowl, I'm gonna sprinkle in more Vita-Wheat gluten flour until it does do that. And it's gonna be a pretty stiff dough. You're gonna put it in this mixer for like 5 to 10 minutes. The longer that you do it, the more shreddable it's going to be. You know, it'll have those shreds going in, like chicken. It's going to look like chicken, so like you saw on the other video. So I will turn it off for now, and then I'll turn it back on when it's done.